domain that I've got, worldcitizen.institute. I think I spelled it right. So you just type that in, and then if the internet's working, you create a whole website. And it's literally this domain. You could use your own domain or what have you. And now you can start clicking and editing. The first thing to do is actually...
Wait a minute, are you on Federated Wiki?
Yes, that's it. Now I'm just going to claim it and log in, right? You would log in with yours. We could do that now, but just for speed, I'll use my login. And now, once you've claimed it, I'm the only person who can write on this site. And I just double click and I start typing, like, hello, John. And I put John in double brackets. And when you do that, it's a link. And you click on it and it'll open up a page. It's not created yet, so I create it. This is classic wiki, but the difference is, the difference is only I can write on this, right? And let's make it a little bit smaller so we can see what's going on. You've got a series of pages here, and let's say with John, we're interested in writing about facilitation, right? I didn't put typing on. I can't type and talk at the same time, right? So now we could create a page about facilitation, and we go on. Okay, that's basic, interesting, instant, create your own site, right? The social stuff is what is interesting here. So let's take my site. This is like me, right? And I've got a site here, and I'm researching about this guy, Gilson Schwartz, who is a Brazilian who is interested in creative currencies, is an interesting thinker and writer in this space. And let's say we talk about it, and John says, oh, I'd like to research that and write that, right? So John can just go to my site, pick up the flag, drop it up here, and drop it on his site. And now, I'm just going to, obviously, internet it. So you can see there's his site, and now this page is here, right? It's not yet written to his site, because that would be a bit drastic if anyone could just drop something, right? And now it's changed your site, right? You can see it's got this blue halo around it here. Right? That means the data has come from my server, because that's my page, right? And the rest of the site hasn't got the blue, that's John's that he's writing on, right? So we're starting to write socially together. I've got my stuff I wrote, John's interested in it, he's thinking about it, he says, actually, I like that page, I want that, it's got some links and some videos I could look at later. Let's fork it, let's copy it, let's make it mine. So you fork it, you click that button, and now the blue's gone away, and John can start writing. He can say, oh, that first paragraph is shit, right? Need to research, Dave was talking about this guy called Augusto Bovil, right, whatever. So you quickly type a few notes, right? Now, because it's his data, literally that is now being copied to his site, but it's got the whole attribution. So if you look down the bottom here, it's got the history of the page. This weird thing says, oh, the page started like that, really small, and then this paragraph was added. Oh, by the way, it was forked there. I can see this green thing from radio.org, some site, and now I've just forked it. That's my site here, right? And so you see the full history. So the accreditation of the authorship is automatically there. And now that I've forked, John has forked my page, right? That means we're now writing together, and I can see the same version of his page there, and I could even compare them and like say, oh, what's going on here, right? In other words, here are other people who I've come across or forked their pages who are writing a page the same. These are called twins. And you start to get all these strange social concepts. So down here, there are these two dots, right? You can sort of see it. Every flag, when it's generated, it automatically gets a colour. So I could start to say, oh, John's colour is this reddish colour with pink. It was automatically created like that. And my colour is this greeny colour. And you start to develop these social relationships between the writers. So everyone's got their own data. Everyone's writing their own stuff. But you can, now let's say you want the video and you want to move it onto another page, you can just do things like, I don't know, there's a video here. This is a YouTube? This is a YouTube video, right? So you can sort of click on it, the video, right? So let's see how that video would have been brought in. So let's say we want to take external content and bring in that video. Let's say on this page about facilitation. We add a little paragraph thing, we go to the video, we grab the URL, we bring it down and we drop it. And now that video is on our site, right? We can start writing about stuff here. Sorry, I'm clicking on things. Can't see what's going on. Blah, 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 blah. We say, oh, that paragraph should be up here. So it's all drag and drop. And we start moving, you know, you want to move that over to this page, just drag and drop it, right? So it's all drag and drop, but we're starting to write together, okay? So we've got a basic idea of, you've got your own writing space, that there are these social concepts built in that allow us to research things. So for instance, let's say we want to look at, oh, you can see down the bottom, these are the sites that I'm currently connected to. These are the other authors that I'm writing with on my site, David Bovil, right. Now, I might want to research a whole, maybe some technical issues, like some ones, let's say, to do with crypto. So I started to create a site about Hollow here, right? And there's a bunch of people who are writing about cryptography, and they're represented here by this group of authors, right? And if you can see, these are their sites here. There's one about Bitcoin, there's one about Ethereum, there's one about Swarm, there's a couple of writers here, not that many, it's just a small community. If I sort of load those up, there they all are in my memory now. When I search for things like, I don't know, Ethereum, right? Look how fast the search is. Typed something wrong, didn't I? I can't see what I'm doing on this projector. Ethereum. I can't see it then. Oh, I can put on my computer.
There's two M's at the end.
Ethereum. Okay, so there's a bunch of pages, but saw how fast that is, right? Where I type for, you know, Bitcoin. Did I type Bitcoin? I'm just going to hit search. Bang. How fast that was, right?
Why is it so fast? Because it's local?
Yeah, because we're not about the internet searching global stuff. There is almost no server here. This is a JavaScript client on my desktop, which is fetching JSON. Every page is just a JSON file, right? And what happens when you connect and see someone else's site, you pull in a sitemap, which is a list index of all the pages, plus the full text of the first paragraph. And so when you do a search, you search this context, this neighborhood, the people you're writing with and the people you're reading with. Now, if I did the same search over on a different, let's say I've got one group I'm writing with to do with politics and theory, I do a search for Ethereum and I'll get some philosophy coming up because of those writers. If I'm on the Code Academy's technical group, when I search for that, I'll get